Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of Stocks to Watch. And I have not been active, while recording Stocks to Watch. So the last video was about 6 months back. But now I'm going to make sure that I am doing it consistently so that you guys know my trading plan. A lot of you texted me that please restart this. So I'll be like, okay. So I would definitely be very, very grateful to you if you drop a like, a comment, and maybe subscribe so that I know that you're liking the content. So without further ado, let's quickly get started with Rico Auto. That's the first stock on my radar. Now, Rico Auto, started spiking very, very rampantly after a good earnings report, and post that the stock pulled back, and now it's coming out of a very wide kind of a base, but there is good volume contraction. So I think this could be something to watch out for. Next up is Hindalco. Now, metals are in action. So now, after China's solid industrial index of production data from the month of January and February, we've seen what metals have done. We've seen what copper has done. And we know that metals have had good activity. So in the last 2 3 days, we've seen Jindal Steel, JSW Steel, SAIL, NMDC, all of this entire metal pack to do really well. Now Hindalco had a very bad earnings report, and that is the reason you can see that this big gap down that happened. In Hindalco is because one of its subsidiary really performed really badly, and I think now it's kind of basing really nicely, and it's now ready to fill the gap. So I think Hindalco is going to be something to watch. Now, not only Hindalco, I think metals as an entire pack. I think there's a lot of action to happen and a lot of things to catch with metals. And not even this, like even if you're trading MCX, I think copper, zinc, aluminium, they might have good opportunities. So keep Hindalco on your radar for a gap fill play. Now, Jikri, we all know what carnage NIACL and Jikri have done. Now, insurance companies have been focused because of IRDAI's, latest regulations. So even today we saw ICICI Pru, HDFC Life, they were up in trade, even MFSL. Now, obviously, Jikri has nothing to do with it because this is more on the general insurance side of the business. But it has again come back to an original area of demand. You can see that with the green box, and now it's consolidating. So I think it's probably going to take 1 or 2 days for it to get ready, and then it's going to be ready to spike. So keep this on your radar. Jubilant Food is, I think, one of my favorite names from this list. One of the favorite names. There are a few other names which are very, very good. But Jubilant Food, now QSR, we've seen action and we've seen some uptick in Sapphire recently in the last 3 days, Sapphire Foods. And Jubilant Foods, again, a consistent compounder, a historical performer, is probably trading at a 50% discount from its all-time highs. And it's a very good value, very good price, and the technical structure also looks set. So I think there could be a play in Jubilant Foods. So keep it on your radar. Traxon, similar stuff, coming back to demand and then creating a base. Now again, Traxon was like a hot IPO stock. Everyone was kind of chasing it, and now suddenly no one is interested in the stock. So now that's the time where you could probably try to position yourself. Next up is Asian Tiles. Again, not something which is ready or like a blockbuster kind of an idea, but I think again this is kind of consolidating, which could have a move. So I think this is like a 6 on 10, but I still found it to be interesting, so I kind of showed it to you. But again, not my first preference. Now, Indigo has been like a dark horse. So this has been performing really nicely, even when crude oil is trading at around $88 a barrel. Indigo is still resilient, and we've seen good, market share that Indigo has captured in the recent past, and now this base is completely ready. I think Indigo is ready to explode. So I think Indigo definitely something to watch out for. Satin Care, I think again same structure, coming back to demand, creating a very small base, could be interesting to watch out for. Now Loda is really interesting. Now today real estate companies did extremely well. Now remember, Jeffries, HSBC, both of them added LODA or macrotech developers in their high conviction list with a price target of over 3,000. Stock is currently trading at around 1,100 bucks, and there's a lot of upside. This small little base is, I think, just a pause, and the stock could rally and it could take out this entire base that you're seeing on your screens. I think it's just a matter of time when LODA crosses 1,300 marks. I think LODA is definitely something to watch out for. Next up is KEI Industries. Now, I'm not really a big fan of this base because this base is like way too large, way too wide. Don't really like these bases. But I think there definitely could be an activity here. Could be something that I would love to track. But maybe not a trade. KIOCL again, as I said, very solid uptake. I think this is a buy. Like this is a screaming buy. No, I'm definitely going to take a position tomorrow in KIOCL. I think this looks fantastic. Now just a mandatory disclaimer: I'm a SEBI registered research analyst with license number INH 00001392 with the name of StockWiz Technologies LLP. Anything that I say should not be construed as a financial advice. This is just my analysis. If you are planning to take any trade, make sure you do your own due diligence. I may have a few positions in the stocks that I'm talking about. I will give that disclaimer. In KIOCL, I don't yet have a position, but I'm planning to build one for tomorrow. So next up is Oswal Agro. Mills again, same setup. So you've been seeing, right? I just have a few setups that I'm trying to replicate because that has been working in this market at least for the last 1 week. So Oswal Agro again at a demand making a base would be interesting to watch out for. LG Equipment, not really doing anything, but I'm expecting a reaction from this one. Deepak Nitrite again. Again, this is a China theme play. As I said, we saw SRF do really well in trade today. And we've also seen Navin Fluorine kind of get back in action. So specialty chemicals and metals both are like China-centric themes, and I think they could have an uptick. And Deepak Nitrite, I think, should be something to watch out for, probably from an intraday perspective. Next up, so these are not something that I'm going to be watching, so I'll just skip them. These stocks are not yet ready. They are going to take some time, so that's why I'm ignoring them. Now, Sangam India again, something very similar, coming back to a very nice little area of demand, creating a small base. I think this is another thing that could spike. Kotari Petrochemicals, now we've seen what MRPL has done, we've seen what Confipet is trying to do, and we've seen a lot of these petrochemical companies do really well. Now, this one is a little too extended on the downside, so I'm not really interested. And there comes my favorite setup. And this is Career Point. This is a screaming buy. Once again, this is a very good wealth creation opportunity, very solid base. I think this stock could probably go 2x or 3x in the next 1 year. So again, do your due diligence. I might be taking a position in Career Point tomorrow. I think it's fantastic. It's one of those setups that you just can't miss. So please track it if you would like. Shree Cement coming back at demand. Now we all know that cement prices were down. March is a cyclical month where the sales are a little slower, and we've seen that reaction happening in the price. But now the base is set. I have also seen India Cements and I think JK Cements, where some brokerages have upgraded those stocks. So I think that is also something to track, like from the sector. So please ensure that you're watching now. Polu Sinduri Hotels, another hotel name. Now we did trade. If you follow me on Instagram, I just posted a reel on Juniper Hotels, how we caught Juniper. Juniper did really well today. And there was a joke in the community today that Juniper is like, Juniper has gone to Jupiter now because that's how fast it has gone up. Now, talking about Apollo Sinduri Hotels again, same pack, same theme, coming back to demand and now creating a base. I think should be interesting to watch. TCPL pack, same thing, moving out, breaking out of a big base, coming back to demand. I think this is a discounted entry. Could explore this. Concore again, but tapping in from that demand order block, and now probably could start spiking. Now this is a high beta name, higher volatility, so you have to be a little cautious on how you enter this one. RBL Bank is the one that we traded yesterday, and I did post this on Instagram as well. Very solid move. We bought it over here, got all the way until here around 239.80s, 240s, and then the stock did this. But solid move. LIC Housing Finance is another interesting name that I'm going to be tracking. Why? Because this has probably faked the hell out of anyone who was trying to trade this breakout. This is a liquidity sweep. Price comes back down to this area of demand, and now today is the day when it finally reacts. I think that there's a long way for it to go. So I think it can easily go until 630s. Could do that. Cummins India, another name that we played today, and at StockWiz Discord server, and that was the play. Wonderful action. We did book profits today, but I think this could have a continuation tomorrow as well because this is trading at an all-time high in a weak market. So I think this is like, it's a no-brainer. Same as the case with MCX, and you've seen like majority of the setups look very similar. Comes back to demand, tries to sweep these lows on the downside, and then today, does a decent closing. So I think there could be again some activity. And remember, Angel Broking, has done well. And BSC was up 7-8%, I think, today itself. So a lot of activity cooking in this. So keep a track on that. ABB again looking for an all-time high break. Keep this on radar. Nothing very specific. Torrent Power again. The basing is pretty nice in Torrent. So just give me a minute. Let me just see why is it not opening. And then Pidilite. So I have like another name which is Pidilite, which I'm going to be tracking. So I'm just going to do a refresh. I don't know why has this happened, but I'll just try to refresh this so that it's visible. Okay, so this was Juniper Hotels. Okay, so just for that matter, Juniper Hotels. This is the move that basically happened in a matter of what 2 days. So we bought over here. Stock is up 12% from the entry. Wonderful action. And yeah, I was talking about Torrent Power. Torrent Power is again setting up very nicely on the hourly and on the daily. Keep it on your radar. Pidilite has been an outperformer, setting up really nicely for another continuation. And again, remember, this is from the specialty chemical pack. So these are the stocks that I'm going to be tracking. As far as Nifty and Bank Nifty are concerned, both are at no man's land. So I'm not really going to be interested in trading Nifty, Bank Nifty, but rather I'm going to be interested in trading individual stocks. So that's it from my side. I hope you like this video. If you do like this, drop a subscribe, hit the like button, share it, comment it, so that I'm motivated that a lot of people watch it and they value the content, and hence I will keep making it every day. Thank you so much. Take care. Bye bye. And I'll see you in the next one.